Fast and Furious, one of the most iconic movies to come out during the 2000s, during the whole Need for Speed Underground era. But is this movie all worth watching in 2022? To create this review, I watched the original Fast and Furious movie 3 times over to have the most accurate review possible. So is the Fast and Furious movie worth watching? To start, let me explain the overall plot of the movie, then move on to the review. Los Angeles police officer Brian O'Connor must decide where his loyalty really lies when he becomes intrigued with the street racing world he is sent undercover to destroy. Los Angeles street racer Dominic Toretto falls under suspicion of the LAPD as a string of high-speed electronics robberies occur in the area. Brian O'Connor, an officer of the LAPD, joins the ranks of Toretto's racing crew undercover to convict Toretto. However, O'Connor finds himself both enamored with this new world and in love with Toretto's sister Mia. As the rival racing crew gains strength, O'Connor must decide where his loyalty really lies. So now the plot of the movie is explained, let's move on to the critique of the movie. The movie starts with Dominic Toretto's crew trying to steal electronics from a moving semi-truck. One of the crew members fires a harpoon at the passenger side of the semi-truck, while the semi-truck driver stares forward like a GTA NPC. Then, when the harpoon guy slowly crawls into the cabin of the truck, all of a sudden the truck driver snaps out of NPC mode and whips out a baseball bat. Why didn't the truck driver react sooner by swerving the truck around after being shot at? And why does Dominic Toretto's crew even need a harpoon? They could have easily hijacked the truck by either shooting the driver of the truck, or box a semi-truck in with the 3 Civics, or better yet, if they knew about the semi-truck with electronic goods in the first place, they could have looted the trailer before the driver took off. In the next scene, you see Brian driving his clapped-out 1997 Mitsubishi Eclipse. Not only does he shift a 5-speed manual transmission into 7th gear, but you can see as he spins out, his reverse lights are on, which shows he's a terrible driver. This fight scene is terrible and looks like middle schoolers fighting over an argument they had in the schoolyard. Brian tells his boss he needs NOS because his car topped out at 140 miles per hour. But this isn't relevant for the drag racing world he plans to infiltrate. Even a 10-second car will not be able to reach that speed in 1/4 of a mile. Brian should have been more focused on the car's acceleration, not the top speed. Brian shows that he has the pink slip when the paper is white and blue.
He's got enough NOS in it for himself, period.
How could he have seen the bottles of NOS when they're in the trunk of the car while he's looking at the engine? Civic with hydraulics. Everybody knows performance air suspension is better. This guy is terrible at Gran Turismo. Why does Brian's car torque steer like a front-wheel drive car when the Mitsubishi Eclipse is all-wheel drive? Bolts are flying off this guy's engine bay and the floor falls through and the engine blows up. Yet he is still able to drive to the finish line. Dom even explains how the engine is busted. How does everyone scatter all at once from one guy talking into one walkie-talkie? Does everyone and their brother have a walkie-talkie on them? Why does he walk out of the parking garage when he could have easily hidden there? Dom does not fall through the non-existent floor on the passenger side of the car that flew off during the race, and while Brian is driving away from the police with a blown engine. Why do they follow these guys that have a gun in their face when they are on motorcycles and they're in a car? Brian and Dom could have easily just crashed into them and gotten away. Car catches fire from getting shot at and Dom screams NOS, and the car blows up with a blue flame. A car cannot catch fire being shot at, and also nitrous oxide is a non-flammable gas. Why is this guy surprised that the Supra has a 2JZ engine? The Supra only came with one engine option, the 2JZ. Race Wars, what a terrible name for a car race. Just don't let the Germans find out about this. You can see the latex used in the makeup hanging off this guy's face. You can see that they had to put water on the ground because the cars were too underpowered to do a burnout. This guy's long sleeve polo shirt magically changes into a tank top. These idiots are still using the same method as last time to rob the truck because it worked out so well in the beginning of the movie. He literally did not have to stay as a police officer. It's not like the EMS is gonna show up faster because he said he's a cop. Why is he conducting this chase by himself and not calling backup? Those two literally murdered a guy like a minute ago. This scene would have been good if it weren't for the cheesy Indian soap opera special effects. In the moment of the crash, you can see the stuntman's orange helmet. Where's this guy walking to? So the answer to your question, is the original Fast and Furious movie from 2001 worth watching in 2022? The answer is no. It's no, don't watch it.